Alright. Lots to talk about. Now that I'm feeling slightly better. Not way better, but slightly better. It's kind of moved. Now my stomach is a bit off. And I was given some like paracetamol for the fever and stuff, but I'm still heating up, so I think it's just allayed that a little bit in terms of made me feel a little better about it. Also, sorry if you can hit, there are kids everywhere. So yeah, hoping to feel better soon, obviously, but well enough to have a little chat and get through some of the stuff that now my list is real long. Alright, well the first thing, ill, I can cross that off. Names. It's interesting. It's harder to remember people's names when they aren't names you've grown up with. Not a crazy statement, but yeah, when someone says my name is John, I'm like, I can attach to that name, but if someone says their name is, I don't know, Yao, which is the name of one of the guys here, it's more difficult. That's it. There's only one mirror. It's only one mirror. I hadn't really clocked that, and it's not like in one of the rooms or in one of the stays. It's just down in the staff area. So if you were staying here, you just wouldn't see a mirror the whole time. Which makes you reflect on why we need mirrors. I guess while you're staying here, if you are working or building something or whatever else, are mirrors purely for vanity? I found the mirror useful while I was feeling ill to see if I looked pallid. But again, maybe that only matters because I didn't want to look that way. I wanted to know how I looked so I knew how I was presenting. But then, does that change how I act based on how I present? I think it does for me. I think if I feel like I look great, I act more confidently. And if I don't, I act more meek or shy, I guess, probably. Or just less confident. I don't think I'm shy. I'm just less confident. I wonder if without mirrors, I would be more confident more of the time because I would think about it less. Or I would be less confident because I quite like how I look and I'm quite confident in how I look. So if I didn't have that, would I be less confident because I didn't have the affirmation of how great that I think I look? I'm not sure. But I didn't really miss it until I was ill and wanted to see if I looked bad. And I did clock feeling bad made me believe that I was probably presenting bad. So there you go, there's some reflection there. Okay, there's a lot that I want to dissect about here and how it's run and my reflections on that. But I might do that all in one chunk when I have time and better capacity to think about it and process it. So I have a lot of notes on that, and I really do want to go through that and think about and openly reflect and probably start writing in one of my books. my values for a community that I would want to build. But I will go through that another time, I think. Okay, I was faced with the very fun reflection of whenever people say stuff like, I love nature, I wonder if they are talking about a sanitized version, because certainly when I say I love nature, I'm not talking about all of it. Like, if someone was like, oh, you love nature so much, why don't you go live in the jungle where you're going to get eaten alive by mosquitoes and die? I'm like, okay, well, there's a lot that nature represents, but I wonder if you can say I love nature if you don't also appreciate, respect, and love the parts that would kill you, or that are dangerous, or harmful, or and all that. You know, if reintegrating with nature would bring in more discomfort, would people who say they love nature actually welcome that? Or do they want nature that they can enter that's safe, and then their own space? Or their own space within nature, but then that is still sanitized? I'm not sure. For me personally, it was a fun reflection of like, I really don't like mosquitoes. I think there are such few people in the world, if anyone, who does. But do I still appreciate them, and appreciate it, and appreciate the jungle, and appreciate life, and appreciate nature? And I do. I do. So that has helped me get through this. I wouldn't want to sanitize nature for my own comfort. I would want to live in harmony with it and boost my comfort within that. Like if there are safe ways, like burning incense, having fans going that stop the mosquitoes, essential oils apparently that they sell here that stop mosquitoes, that I might try. But it's expensive, man. The stuff they sell here is expensive. But we'll get onto that when I get on to talking about this place. Honey. Honey and being vegan. A lot of the arguments that I see for veganism also, of course, encapsulate honey because it's an animal byproduct. But I haven't noticed the track of a lot of people drop the animal suffering, unnecessary suffering, and go more onto sustainability. But yeah, the more I read about it, the more I think that it probably is unnecessary and cruel to eat honey and to cultivate bees. I did always think that smoking the bees out and sedating them to take their honey, and I assume feeding them something cheaper or worse than honey, because I assume they make honey for food, so you'd have to give them something, means you are exploiting them for no reason, when you could just be eating other delicious sweet byproducts like maple syrup or agave or golden syrup or yeah, lots of things. I do like honey, obviously. I love the taste of honey. Honey tastes fantastic. But I also love the taste of chicken and beef and lamb, so it's not really an argument, is it? So yeah, no honey. I wasn't sure, but now I'm thinking no honey. Oysters is an interesting one though, and mussels maybe, where I'm not sure that they've been proven to feel pain and suffer, and their farming can depollute. Is that a word? Whatever. Depollute rivers. It feels like it's probably still part of. Like, if you just buy random ass oysters, you're probably still funding companies and systems that are not environmentally friendly and sustainable. And they are probably like also serving other fish and products. But I don't know, maybe there's something in that. Maybe there's some like free range eggs, you know, but like actually rescue chickens, proper space, that kind of thing. Yeah. And then the other question is around food waste. Like, let's say you were given a meal, and you knew if you didn't eat it, it would be thrown away, and it would go completely to waste. And not even, like, not composted or recycled or anything, like, go to waste. Would that then provide some justification for eating it? I think so. Because yeah, why wouldn't it? If you didn't pay for it, it has been provided, and if not consumed would go to waste, then I wonder if there is a I can't think off the top of my head, maybe I'll think about it more. I can't think of a moral rationale for not consuming it. Obviously, again, a very fringe and niche case that I'm not going to look for, but, you know, worth knowing. Bad weather. Oh yeah, every time I told people that I was feeling ill, I wonder if it's just a saying, like a Chinese saying, but they would say like, oh, bad weather. Or like, oh, it must be the weather. Or we're having bad weather. And I'm like, well, I don't think it's the bad weather, I guess. I wonder if that's a thing. Like, when the weather's bad, people get sick. I guess like having a cold, right? But I've enjoyed seeing what they think bad weather is. Because this is perfectly lovely weather. I guess it's been a little bit wet, but also quite hot and quite sunny. But yeah, it's yeah, I don't know why they've been saying bad weather. Well, that was fun. Every time I woke up, my bottom teeth hurt. Like I'd been clenching really, really hard, and like my teeth ached. Crazy, huh? I suspect I just haven't been sleeping well at all. And I'll end with shower timing. Man, already not having the willpower and energy because of the fever and stuff to like just get up. I realized yesterday I slept for so much of the day, but I didn't move from that bottom floor. Like, I was on that ground floor the whole day. I did not go up or down. The first time I went up was to go and make my bed and sleep. And it's cold at night. It's not cold, but it's cold at night. Yeah. And man, there's no heating. No like yeah, there's no heating here. So the water's cold. Perfectly drinkable. The water here is incredible. It's just all natural spring water, as far as I know. And I plan to do a hike to the spring or the well or wherever the water source is. Apparently it's 2-ish kilometers just that way. And so you can drink from like any tap here. But it's cold, and it's even colder when it's cold out. And so at night, deciding to shower like at night before you sleep, when you're ill, you already don't have the willpower, and you're standing. First of all, you have to get naked. Where there are mosquitoes, you know you're going to get bitten. And even though they can bite through clothes, you still feel like you're doing something by wearing clothes. Yeah, and then walking into that freezing cold shower, man. Gotta say that it made me feel like I really conquered something. Even though it's such a minor thing to just take a cold shower, really felt like I conquered something. So, pro tip, shower while it's hot. If it's cold water, shower during the day while it's hot. Maybe right at the end so you don't sweat it all and get dirty again, but like, shower while it's hot. It's also fun. It's also not so much, feels so nice. You're really hot and sweaty and then you, cold shower, lovely. And then I'll have another, I want to do another big chunk on content versus like just videos versus like content, making content. Because there was a person here earlier who was a content creator, and I spoke to her, and yeah, I didn't like it. She was lovely. She was super lovely, and her you know, what she was trying to do and all that kind of stuff seemed very admirable and altruistic and lovely. But I disliked the whole process and the tone around it. But yeah, no shade to her. But we'll talk about it properly, and my reflections on me content. Also, yeah, I don't know if this will come up, but like, it's not as bad as it was earlier, but my hand has like over 10 bites just on the hand, because it was the only bit that was showing when I napped yesterday. Yeah, which is kind of my own fault, but absolutely crazy. Yeah, so I'm gonna rest after I did a full shift at the cafe, 10 to 3:30, which I enjoyed. I enjoyed working the cafe. But yeah, I'm really flagging, because even though I'm feeling a little better, I'm still, my energy is being sapped super fast, and I'm still feeling ill. My stomach's a bit, so hopefully I'm going to keep recovering. I definitely feel better today than I did yesterday. Hopefully I feel better tomorrow, and it's my day off, and I want to hitchhike into the city if I'm feeling well enough. If not, I will just stay here, or I will, you know, take a bus or something. Okay. Alright. You know, I'm not enjoying feeling like I should eat and I'm hungry, and also really nauseous at the thought of eating anything. But let me show you some lentils I'm making. Ooh, lentils. Tastes really good. But the idea of eating a bowl of lentils, like, actually the thought of it makes me genuinely feel sick. So I will eat a little bit with some rice and see what I can get down. Pray for me. Alright, sorry future me, best I can attempt to stomach is 2 tablespoons of the lentils and some rice.